There have been some rumors floating around that involve both Xbox and PlayStation. And I gotta tell you, they could be starting the new year off with a pretty big bang. But let's break this all down. Up next. What up guys, this is Kalo and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video and welcome to the level up. Alright, so remasters and PlayStation have been going hand in hand as of late. We recently seen The Last of Us get a remaster treatment with parts 1 and 2. But let's not forget there's another franchise that PlayStation could opt to explore, and I think it's God of War. And quite honestly, out of all the games that have been floated out there, and that's for a remaster treatment, this one makes the most sense in many different ways. Now, on the XboxEra podcast, Nick Baker floated this idea out there, and this is what he had to say. Quote, "I've heard that we might be getting the original God of War trilogy remastered on PlayStation. Is this a straight up port of what we got on the PS3? In that case, I'm somewhat less excited. Or is this something more involved? More in the remake realm? In a vacuum, I think Sony could look at this IP and see just how red hot it's been as of late, and suddenly this looks like a no-brainer. And they could look at that God of War collection that was released on the PS3 and see how God of War 3 is backwards compatible through its PS4 release as well. But having those first two games to kind of round out this collection would be pretty damn amazing. And keep in mind, God of War 3 is actually one of, if not the most streamed game through the PlayStation Plus Classics tier. And it's worth noting that God of Wars 1, 2, and 3 released a long time ago compared to The Last of Us, so just keep that in mind. Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Xbox, seeing how they might be cooking up some major heat themselves. So the newest rumor heading into the new year, believe it or not, involves id Software, and how they might be developing an exclusive Star Wars title for Xbox. Now what makes this rumor even more enticing is the exclusive title that is reportedly in development just might feature one of, if not the hottest properties going, and that's The Mandalorian. But before we dive into anything further here, this is all just kind of rumor territory, so there's nothing concrete to go off here. Now, the rumor started with this leaker by the name of Ecstasy, where they heard id Software is targeting a 2024 or 2025 release window. And it's also worth noting that earlier this year, an EA technical artist released concept art for a Mandalorian-themed game. And id Software is a developer that does specialize in shooter games, so the fit here would make a ton of sense. And it's being reported that if this is all true, id Software would also be using their in-house id Tech 8 engine on the new game as well. Now, as far as when we could get official word on if this game is real, there could be a very slight chance we get something at the next Xbox Developer Direct. And I kind of highly doubt this game will hit that rumored 2024 release window. Personally, I do hope this rumor is in fact true, because if you're around the same age as me, you lived through that era where licensed games were not the best experience. Nowadays, I'd say that drastically changed. Seeing how licensed games like Spider-Man 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and much more are prime examples of how popular pop culture franchises can be morphed into a top-tier gaming experience. But hey, with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. Do you think we get that God of War collection anytime soon? Man, I really hope that game comes out. When I was younger, I did play that game, but I was young and I didn't really complete the game fully. So if this collection does come out, I can actually sit here, play it through, and understand the story. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.